Over the years, there's been a lot of research into the social dimensions of medicine, which ranges from the ways in which medicine engages with patients in the clinic, right the way through to sort of big questions of the economic and political configurations of medicine, what medicine is, why it's the way it is. And social scientists of various stripes have done a lot of work on this. Also, legal scholars thinking about the legal relations of medicine, historians, I'm a historian myself, really to think about what medicine is, from what work it does in society and how it's put together as a set of social institutions doing work in society.
So the Centre for Biomedicine, Self and Society came into being in a way that quite often things do in academia or in universities, a combination of kind of strategic thinking about what areas needed to have some development. And I think the role of social science and humanities in medicine is very well established, but we wanted to try and accelerate or deepen some of the engagement between those disciplines and the developments in medicine.
The aim really was to build on the interdisciplinary expertise that we had and the benefits that we'd got from working together across our disciplines, and to really make that the focus of a concerted programme of research, engagement and other kinds of activities around what the social sciences can bring to biomedicine.
We have 5 key research themes in the centre, and each of these is a way of trying to understand what we're calling key sites of socio-technical transformation. So really what that means is that we want to understand developments in medicine and medical science as both technological and social activities. So fundamental to that, for example, is the human body and what we understand by the human body, and how that may be being transformed both through through developments in health and healthcare, but also how people themselves directly experience their bodies. So we're calling it beyond the body. So we're using this idea of beyond to try and push thinking around these key areas. So the second one is the law, clearly very, very important. And so we have a theme called Beyond the Legal, which deals with issues around governance and law in relation to health and healthcare, but again is trying to challenge the existing ways in which we understand how the law operates, and particularly how it both can be a barrier and an enabler to developments in medicine. The third area is disease itself, which is fundamental to medicine, to our experience of health and illness, but is a socially constructed phenomenon. It doesn't just kind of exist out there. We bring disease into being. And developments in medicine bring with it new ways of understanding disease, new ontologies, new epistemologies. And this is particularly the case now with data-rich research and with lots of the developments in genomics, etc. The fourth one is engagement, where we're talking about, where we're beginning to look at different ways in which you engage the wider society, different populations and groups in developments in health and healthcare. And this again is beyond engagement, where we want to try and do this type of work in new and innovative ways. So ideas from people would be really welcome in that area. And the fifth area is called Beyond the Global, where health and healthcare is clearly a global matter. Disease and illness is an issue for everybody across the world, and increasingly medicine and the institutions of medicine are global and globalizing institutions. And again, in that theme we will be interrogating some of the key issues in that domain. And we have a cross-cutting theme, which is data and data science, which underpins everything now that is happening in relation to developments in medical science, and clearly related to all the other themes.
Increasingly there's a need for work in biomedicine, public health and healthcare to engage quite closely, I think, with the humanities and social sciences to understand better the cultural contexts of the work and the social and ethical dimensions of it that may not be immediately apparent. And I think there's a real onus increasingly on humanities and social science scholars to be working in a really upstream way with biomedical and public health colleagues. So we don't want to kind of come in after the fact, if you like, after the fact of invention of a new kind of project or product or service, and then kind of go, oh, and so what are the implications of this? We want to be working with people really right from the start to help kind of co-define and shape research agendas in health service design and delivery.